Okay. All right. In chapter 2, we talked about algebraic equations. And every equation that we did in chapter 2 had a whole number. Okay. Now, we've learned all about decimal operations. We've done some decimal word problems. Now, we're going to apply that to some decimal equations. Okay. So today, what we're going to do, this paper is a riddle. It says, why shouldn't you write an essay on an empty stomach? And each problem has more than one letter, okay? If you look at the first one has the letters S-O. So everywhere we see S-O at the bottom, we'll write, everywhere we see the answer, we're going to write S-O at the bottom, okay? Let me move this up because I can't see my bottom right there. Okay, there we go. Now, everything on this page are addition and subtraction equations. What do we have to do when we solve equations? What's it called? Inverse operations. So if we have a subtraction equation, what do we have to do to solve it?
Add.
We have to add. So let's look. I'm going to make this bigger just so y'all can see it. And then I'll make it smaller when we go down to the bottom to put our letters. So let's look at the first one right here. N minus 1 4/10 equals 3 1/10. What do I need to do to solve this? I want to get my n by itself. I want to isolate my variable. So how do I do that?
Minus 1. Plus 1.
I'm going to add. Because I've got minus 1 4/10, I've got to add 1 4/10. Now, when we add or subtract decimals, what must we do? Make sure we line up the decimal. So I'm going to bring down my n. Over here it cancels out. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. Now I'm going to bring down my decimal and just add. Okay? 1 plus 4 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now, I want you to look at the bottom. On the bottom, do you see 4 5/10 anywhere? It's right here. Okay? Right here. First blank, second row. I want you to put the letters S-O in that blank. All right, let's do US together. We've got 14 equals M minus 3 8/10. How am I going to solve that? I'm going to add. What am I going to add?
14.
14 plus what? I want to get my M by itself. What's with the M that I need to get rid of?
3 8/10.
The minus 3 8/10. So I'm going to have to add 3 8/10. Now, where's the decimal for 14?
There is none.
There is none. So where is it?
Behind.
Behind it. So I've got 14 with the decimal, and then I've got 3 8/10. And I'm going to add those. Do I need to add any zeros?
Yes.
Yes, right here. When I'm adding decimals, I'm just going to bring it down. 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 3 is
7.
1 plus nothing is
1.
1. Now, at the bottom, do you see 17 8/10 anywhere?
Yep.
It's on the first row. It's on the first row, the third blank, okay? And in that blank, what are you going to put?
US.
US. All right, I want you to work on DW by yourself, okay? What'd you get, Justin?
I got 14 and 3/10.
14 and 3/10. Is that an option down here at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yep, it's about middle way on the first row. Okay, and what do you need to put there? DW. All right. All right, I want you to do NI, and then we'll go over it. Or you do NI and AN, both of those. Wait, so how are you gonna get rid of this? Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Where's your decimal for 15? Your decimal's at the back. Remember that your decimal for 15 is at the back. So what are you going to have to add to 15?
A 0.
A 0. You should get 18 and 6/10. You need to add a decimal and a 0 for 15. No, you need a decimal at the back. Now add. Make sure your 3 is under the 5. Okay, your decimals are not lined up. Write it over here if you need to. Should have gotten 9 and 3/10 for AN. All right, let's look at the next one. And I know that some of y'all are not finished, but let's look at TI really quickly, okay? What kind of equation is TI?
Subtraction. Addition.
It's an addition equation. So what do we have to do to solve the addition equation?
Subtraction.
We've got to do subtraction. All right, I am giving you a piece of notebook paper because some of y'all are trying to fit all that work in that box and you write too big for it, okay? You can't get your decimals lined up because you're writing, and I don't care that your writing is a little bit big, that does not bother me, okay? But I need you to make sure that your decimals are lined up. So TI, we're gonna have to subtract, okay? So let's subtract 6 and 2/10 from both sides. Okay, so we're left with P on the left. And how do we subtract decimals?
You line up the decimals.
Line up the decimals, then I what?
Bring them down.
Bring it down, and then I just
Do it.
do it. Subtract like normal. 4 minus 2 is 2. 11 minus 6 is
5. 11 minus 5. I got it.
Is that an answer choice at the bottom?
Yep.
Yep. Right down here, the next to the last one. And you need to put TI in that one.
This is easy.
This is easy, isn't it? Because we've already learned how to do algebraic equations. We've already learned how to add and subtract decimals. We're just what? Putting it together. That's it. Okay?
I wonder what it's going to say.
All right. I want you to do this whole next row. Okay? All 3 in the next row.
It's not it.
Oh, it's 6. You're right. I made a boo-boo.
Miss Bird.
And Josh is the only one who corrected me. Y'all didn't fix me right here.
That's what I was about to say. That's not the answer.
That's supposed to be a what?
6.
6. Thank you, Josh. Sometimes Miss Burke makes me, I do math all day long. It's easy for me to make a mistake. And Dustin had it right on his paper, but he didn't tell me.
I put 6.79.
All right, I want you to take a second and check your work.